Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. I'm hoping that the light's not too bad. It's a little bit shadowy, so I've tried different things, of course, with lighting, but can sometimes be tricky. Okay, so a couple of very quick reminders before I get started. I'm actually going to be sharing a kit with you tonight. The November free class, which was scheduled for this Thursday, which is the class that I do via Facebook Live, I need to reschedule that to next Monday, the 24th of November at 8 p.m, of course, here on my Facebook page, simply because something has come up with family, as it does. So I'm not going to be available Thursday night. So that is the first thing. But I will do a post, of course, on my Facebook page to share that with everyone who has that class. Okay, I'm just waiting for my Facebook pages to refresh, just so that I can see if there are any comments. Okay, just had to mute that. Okay, we are good. So hello everyone and welcome. I think I did say that at the beginning, but I can't remember, so I thought I'd mention it again. So my second reminder is Christmas card class that's featuring the Christmas tags and more designer series paper. I've got a sneak peek for you of this class. Hello Mandy, thank you for joining me. So let me just get rid of these things that keep popping up on my screen on my laptop so I can see. All right, so with this class you're going to be making 10 cards. So you're going to be making 10 standard size cards and 10 note cards. So I'm going to quickly show you these. Registration for this class does close on the 20th. So the only extra things you will need are your Christmas sentiments. You will also need Garden Green ink pad and a Real Red ink pad. So they are the 5 standard cards. And you'll also make 5 of the note cards. So with these ones for this class, I kept them all with the same design, and I've just used different pieces from the designer series paper and also different pieces of the ephemera that is a part of the designer series paper packet. So that is, well, those are the 10 cards for that class. So I thought I'd give everyone a sneak peek. Still a couple of days to register for that class if you would like to. Okay, and the link is on my Facebook page. All right, next up, the giveaway. Okay, I've got Nutcracker Tags kit, which is a giveaway. For every kit you purchase this month, you'll receive 1 entry into the draw. I'll be drawing this on the 1st of December. Be to you just in time to make them up for Christmas, to put on your gifts. Okay, and finally, first time ever, Stampin' Up! Is doing a Black Friday sale. So that will be starting the 25th of November through to the 1st of December, so about a week. You will be able to save up to 40% on selected items. So it's not across the board. We will know more come the 25th anyway, so what's included in that sale. So that is what I want to share with you. Okay, so the kit I want to share with you is a brand new one this month, and this one is called Adventure Awaits. So these arrived at my place just a couple of days ago. Actually, I think even last week they arrived, but I just haven't had the chance to sit down and open them. Kits are fantastic gifts. I think I've probably mentioned that a number of times. So there's a couple of different ways that you can give these as gifts. You can give them as they are, so the person who's receiving the gift can make them up themselves, or you can actually make these kits up yourself and use the box to gift them to somebody. So you might have some family or friends who really love your handmade cards, and your little, these are perfect. I'm also going to show you a way of decorating the box as well. So then the box is ready to give as a gift. So saves, wrapping them or making another box. You just use this nice brown Stampin' Up! Box. You can decorate them. Okay, so in this kit, as always, you will get your instructions. This kit includes 3 different designs and you make 3 of each, so a total of 9 cards. And of course you'll get the 9 envelopes as well. Let me just get these little pieces out from in here. So there we have the different really pretty coloured envelopes. Okay, so envelopes. There are the 9 cards. So of course there are 3 each of the different designs. So really, really pretty colours. For the background, there are 3 different designs to give you your backgrounds. Okay, we also have some sheets of sentiments as well. You get a whole sheet of dimensionals and a whole bunch of glue dots to put your cards together. And you also get 3 sheets each of these die cuts. So you've got the ute, the mini and the convertible, plus you've got trees, luggage and things like that that we're going to use to put these cards together. So tonight, as I mentioned, I'm going to be putting together 1 each of the 3 cards, and then I'm going to do a decoration on the box just to show you, how you can give it as a gift. I won't be creating all 9 cards tonight, but I will be sharing 1 each of the cards, and I'll finish off the remaining cards later on, and then I've got a gift that's ready to be handed out. Okay, so instructions are fantastic. They give you the diagram of where to put your dimensionals. They show you where to put the glue dots and how you're going to be putting your whole card together. So again, we've got dimensionals and we've got glue dots. All right, so my first card, just get some of these bits out the way. So I have got one of my backgrounds there. Oh, and I missed this too. Oh, there's also a sheet of vellum cutouts as well. Maybe only the 1 sheet of those. Okay, and I'm going to be using 1 card base. I also need one of the utes, so I'm going to grab that one out. So I do mention this with the kits and the die cuts that they have. They're a little bit delicate, so when you're pressing them out, just be gentle with those. I also need some luggage as well, and that is those 2 pieces just there. I think those are the 2 that I need. I'm going to say yes, they are. And I also need one of the sentiments as well. And I'm using on this one, Let the Adventure Begin. Now these kits are great because they also include a few different languages as well. So this might be a really awesome gift to send to friends overseas whose first language may not be English. Okay, and I'm also going to use one of the ute vellum die cuts, and there's 3 each of the ute and 3 of the other car or the mini, and this will then, when it's layered behind the ute, it actually gives it a look of a window, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I've got my pieces, so let's make a start. Now, as always, these cards are designed for anyone to make, so any crafting level will manage these. And as I mentioned, with the instructions that they have, it does make it very, very easy to put these together. So my first piece here, it almost looks like a snow globe, doesn't it? I'm going to use some dimensionals. Oh, oops, I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. I've got this piece of white paper underneath me just to help cut down the glare just a little bit on the glass mat with the lighting at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to get my pieces of dimensionals down. And I'll go one about there and one there. And for mine, I am using the Take Your Pick tool to very quickly and easily get the backing papers off your dimensionals. Hi Shari, thank you for joining me tonight. Okay, so last couple to get those off. There we go. And I'm going to roughly center this on my card front. Okay, so next I do have the tree. And so that is going to go around about there, and I'm going to use some of the glue dots. So if you are traveling and you're taking a kit, just pop in your kit as well, a pair of scissors, and honestly, I would be putting in the Take Your Pick tool as well, because these make it so much easier to pick up these little glue dots. As you can see, nice, quick and easy. And then again, using the Take Your Pick tool, which I've got the piercing tool end in, just to get those little covers off those glue dots. Okay, so this is going to be going on, and it's going to go around about there. Okay, my next job, I need to just put together the ute and the piece of vellum. I'm not sure how well you can see that. So you can see the vellum here. This is going to be stuck behind the ute to give us our windows. Again, I'm going to be using a few of these glue dots. So I'm going to put 3 just across the ute, just to help hold this in place. And flicking these little papers up. So these are probably a little bit more fiddly than our mini dimensionals, and that is saying something. Okay, so my ute is going to line up perfectly over the top. And now you can see my ute's got a window there. Okay, so what's next? We have also got a couple of presents that I need to put in as well. So let me see which way they're going. So they're going to go that way, and I am going to put a little glue dot behind each of the presents. So as you can see, it is showing where to put the glue dots, right? Oh, I'm not sure if that's focusing in. So one at the bottom of each piece of, actually I thought they were presents, but they're actually luggage. So each piece of the luggage. So again, a glue dot down the bottom, and you kind of got a little tab there to put these onto, and a glue dot there as well. Okay. Okay, so I've got some comments that I haven't been reading. Let me see. Yeah, Tisha, you might find the screen will freeze a little bit every now and then. I think it's my end, because I do get a message saying that the connection isn't great. What I recommend, if you're getting the screen freezing, just hit refresh and go back in. Yeah, I would refresh the screen, Tisha. Okay, awesome, fixed. Okay, I've caught up on the messages now. I only looked down for just a moment, and then suddenly there was a bunch there. Okay, so for the luggage, I'm going to put my first piece around about there. So those glue dots make it nice. Oh, that shows better, I think. nice and easy. Okay, and my second piece. Goes about there. So there you have your ute with the luggage. So this is going to be stuck onto my card front, and I am going to use some dimensionals. So that is going to sit around about there in the middle. Okay, so a few dimensionals. Now the one place I'm not putting them, where I've got the vellum for the window, you don't want to be putting any of your dimensionals there. I am going to put a little piece of dimensional on the top of each of the pieces of luggage, but I'm going to cut up some of these smaller pieces to use. So that's just cutting up the outside edge of the dimensional sheet. Okay, and then again, using the pick tool to stab into the back of the dimensionals to flick those up, and then onto my card front. And I want to make sure the wheels are on the road, because otherwise that would look weird if the car was floating. Okay, finally I have here, or if I can pick it up, the sentiment, which is going to go along there. So I'm going to use some more of the glue dots to attach my sentiment. Okay, and you do get a whole bunch of glue dots, so you'll probably find that you do have some left over. And getting those little papers off the back. Oops. So yeah, I do recommend with these little glue dots and things to have a piercing tool handy. Okay. And then sentiment goes just there. So that is card number 1 done. And when you grab, I don't have a lot of room here on my table. I've made a mess even without trying. So, and then of course you have the matching envelope. Okay, so that is card number 1. I've got the 2 other cards to show you, then I'm going to decorate the box. And decorating the box is really easy. Okay, so card number 2, we have got the card with the little convertible. So we need the city scene. We have also got the, I'm going to say that this green is Coastal Cabana, or blue is Coastal Cabana. So I've got my base, my city scene. We need a tree. So it is that tree just there. And also we need some luggage. And we don't need the vellum on this one because the convertible doesn't have any windows up. And we've got driving by to say hello is the sentiment. So just a few little pieces there. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, sorry, I just bumped my table. So it would have been a little bit all over the place then. Okay, so folding the card in half. I love the retro feel of this print. Isn't it amazing? Okay, some dimensionals. All right, so let's get some of these on. Oops, picked up 2 then. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so has anybody been doing any crafting lately? What have you made? Love to hear what you've been doing. I think I just enjoy hearing that people are doing any craft. It doesn't really matter which one it is. But yeah, if you've been making anything, please tell me what you've been making. Okay, next up, the little tree. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots just down this one side here. So I'm putting them down here because my tree is going to sit up here in this corner, and the instructions shows you exactly where to put your little glue dots. Okay, so flicking up these little papers, and the second one. Okay, bumblebee cards, nice, Tisha. Okay, so I do have, I reckon it's going to go around about there, I think. Maybe I want it a little bit higher. No, that'll do. Okay, so I've only got the 2 glue dots just here on this side. If you put any under this side, when this card is sent or given, you'll end up with your little tree sticking to the card front. Oh, congratulations, Shari. Well done on selling 10 kits. That's really awesome. Excellent. Good to hear. Okay, so next I have got... Oh, I didn't grab the card, I don't think. No, I didn't. The convertible. One last piece that we needed, this piece here. Okay, so I'm going to be putting the luggage in the back of the convertible, and just on that little tab at the bottom of the luggage is where I'm going to put my little glue dot. Flick that away. There we go. And that is going to go, well, that's got a little bit of an angle on it. There you have the luggage in the back. Okay, this is going on with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put one there behind the luggage. And I'm going to again cut up a couple of pieces from the edge. Okay. So again, getting those backs off the dimensionals. Okay, what else has Shari made? So some 3D projects using Beautiful Blues kit. Oh, nice. That's such a pretty kit. And turn the cards into the base for the bag. Yeah. Oh, very good. Love to see photos of that, Shari. Okay, where am I putting my car is going? Around about, oh, let's go a little lower, around about there. Okay. And finally, I do have the sentiment driving by to say hi or hello, and a few glue dots for this one as well. So just 3 along the center. Okay, and the piercing tool really does make getting these little covers off the glue dots really very, very easy. Okay, so my sentiment is going to go around about there. So there is card number 2. Let me just share the envelope with you because they are just something else really, really beautiful. Okay, so card number 3, and it's the final card. So I need the lighter Calypso Coral card base. Let me just get rid of some of these bits. I have got the beach scene, We've got the mini. We've got the luggage go on the top. Oh, this one's got the surfboard as well, so that's an added thing that I must remember to put in as well. Now, one of the cards must have had balloons. Oh, we've also got a tree for this one, a palm tree. So I've got balloons left. I need to figure out where they went. So it might have been on the second card that I made. Let me have a quick look. No, maybe not. Maybe the first one. No, it goes on to the second card. Or maybe that's one that you can make as an alternative. I think the balloons are for just to make an alternative card. Okay, just had to double check. All right, and my sentiment for this one is enjoy the journey. Because I've also got here cruising into another year, so that could be a really good one for a Happy New Year sort of card. There we go. So enjoy the journey. That's what we're doing for this one. Okay, so we've also got, while I think of it, the piece of vellum as well, just to give the mini some windows. There we go. Okay, so of course, as always, starting by folding your card in half. And let's get the background piece on first. So again, this is some dimensionals. That'll do. Okay. The other good thing about using the Take Your Pick tool for your dimensionals, it kind of contains your dimensional papers a little bit, so they don't end up absolutely everywhere. But having said that, I've got them throughout my house at the moment. I think I must pick them up on my socks and they just end up everywhere. Okay, so my screen has frozen a little bit, but it'll be back. If yours is frozen, it'll be back in a moment. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining me. You've missed a little bit, but I'll be sharing the replay as I always do, so you'll be able to catch up in just a little bit. Okay, so next I've got my piece of vellum, and I've also got my little mini. So I'm going to put a few glue dots behind the mini. And I might put one just up here at the top as well. Okay, so I'm going to quickly flick those little papers off. And stick this onto the vellum so that it looks like the mini has got windows. Oops. Sorry, I'm just going to hold this up because it's just a little bit hard to see where I'm sticking this at the moment. Oh, still haven't got it quite right. Let's see if I can gently peel it up. Might be easier to go this way. Let me see. Yeah, that's easier. So I would recommend, given that I struggled to put it on the other way, turn the print side of the card down and put the vellum over the back. Okay, so you have then the little mini that's got windows. Okay, I do need to put on, let me see, what have I got to do first? Okay, I have got the luggage, and I've also got the surfboard as well. So I'm going to put a little glue dot at the bottom of the luggage. And then I'm putting the surfboard over the top. So that creates that nice little piece just there. Okay, so I do need to also put some glue dots as well. Let me see, how am I putting this on? Needs to go on that way. Okay, so a couple of glue dots down nice and low, and I'm going to put those just either side of the bottom piece of the luggage. A couple of glue dots and flicking those little covers off. And as I mentioned before, I do apologise. My screen is, or my computer is frozen a little bit. I hope it will, not everyone is seeing that. Okay, so there we have the surfboard, the luggage all stuck onto the little mini. Okay, before I stick this on, I do need to put my palm tree. And I'm going to put one there in the middle and one just down the bottom. So these glue dots are a little bit wide. So for the one down the bottom, I've got a little bit of overhang. So I'm going to use my tool just to poke the little bits of the side bits on the glue dot, just to poke that back into place. Okay, so let me get the tree or the palm tree on here. There we go. And I am using some dimensionals to put the mini on. So 3 on there, and again I'm using just some of these edge pieces and cutting them up. There we go. So getting those papers off the back of the dimensionals. Okay, let me see. I think that's all I've got for comments at the moment. I think it is. Okay, and then the mini will go on. I don't want to cover up the seagull too much. That is so cute. And then, as with the other sentiments, I'm going to be putting some little glue dots behind this one. So I'll probably put 3 pieces behind the sentiment. Okay, and take those off. Now for anyone whose screen may be freezing a little bit, please come back and watch the replay. Sometimes I know that it gets a little bit tricky when you're trying to watch something and the screen keeps freezing. So that is card number 3, and the matching envelope. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm going to share with you a way to create or decorate the top of the box. So you could just do a nice ribbon or something like that around it, but what I'm going to be doing is making another one of the cards, and I'm going to be sticking that and using that as my decoration on the box. So you can do let the adventure begin, or even enjoy the journey. I think that one would be quite nice. So yeah, there's quite a few. You could use any of the 3 that are on there, or even as I mentioned, we've got driving by to say hi. So I might actually make one of these ones, but there is enough product that you can actually make extra. So to decorate the front, I'm going to be cutting one of my card bases in half. So that gives me a half for the front and I'm going to use the other half and make another card to include as in the gift. Okay, so I am going to put this one together the exact same way. If I can get my paper towel and hang up, there we go. So again, it is using the cityscape. And I'm going to do a driving by to say hi. And I need the convertible, I need a tree, and I also need the luggage. And I'm going to add into this one some balloons as well. Okay, so again, some dimensionals. So I'm going to try and put this one together really nice and quickly, because you've already sort of seen me do this one. I'm just adding in the balloons just to give the front something. We could almost go that way. Let's go the other way. Oh, living dangerously here, folks. Okay. So I do need to use a glue dot that's sitting at the bottom of the luggage on that little tab. And so the luggage goes in the back, and I think we're going to have some balloons, but I might put the balloons on just with a dimensional once the car is stuck onto the front. So I've got a couple of glue dots under the tree. Again, it's just off to one side because the tree kind of hangs a little bit in no man's land. So my tree is going on around about there. I'm going to put some dimensionals behind the car. There we go. So the car will go onto the front around about there. I'm actually going to leave the sentiment off. I'm going to leave that plain. And I am going to use, with the balloons, I do have, as mentioned, these little edge bits that I'm cutting up to put, just to make the dimensional a little bit smaller. So I've got my 3 little pieces of dimensional. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. I might have just done that completely off to one side. So you might not have seen me do that. Or you may have. Okay. And then, no, let's get rid of that last one. There we go. And I'm going to actually peel off some of these dimensionals. Oh, I'm going to peel off that piece as well. I should have laid it in its spot first before I used dimensionals too. So I'm going to put the balloons just there like that. So it gives it a little bit of extra. I'm going to leave the sentiment off, and then this gives me a sentiment to use on another card, because I do have that half a base there to use still. Okay, and this is going to go onto, let me just pop this out the way, onto the box. I'm not going to use the glue dots for this, although however you could. I'm going to use some of the tear and tape. So there'll be some extra pieces that you'll be able to create some other cards with to include. Even making, for example, a bagalope, so a little gift bag. out of one of the envelopes. I should probably show you how to make one of those. So, because they are really quite easy to make and they'd actually be really, really pretty. I might do a quick video later on to share how to make a bagalope. Just something extra that you can include with your gift. Okay, so peeling the little papers up off my decoration for the front. So that goes on the front, and there you have your gift box ready to go. And of course inside it will have three of one card. We'll have two of these ones here with the convertible because we've used the third one on the front. But we've also then got a couple of extra elements that we're going to have left over. I will probably make a couple of little tags out of this, and out of the spare envelope I'll make a bagalope as well. So there's lots that you can actually do with that. And if everyone's happy to keep watching, you know, I'm going to make a bagalope. Let's do that. Okay, so using one of the envelopes, the first thing I'm going to do is seal it up. So I'm going to have to use a little bit of spit for that. So yes, I'm sealing my envelope. I do need, now you'll have to just bear with me because it's actually been a while since I made a bagalope. I need to create an opening for my bag. So I'm going to be trimming off a really, really small amount. We are talking 1/2 centimetre, or maybe just a touch more, off the top of my bag or the envelope. So that has now given me my new opening. On the other 3 sides, I'm going to score this. Normally I'd score it to, let's see, what have we got here? Yeah, normally I score at 2 centimetres. I'm going to score at 1.5 centimetres. So using my scoring blade at 1.5 centimetres on these 3 sides. Okay, just so it's actually scored pretty well. I might still flip it over. So 1.5 centimetres again. I'm doing the score from the reverse side, okay? So that's scoring both sides. And this will just help give me some really nice folds. Let me get rid of my paper trimmer. Okay, I'm putting my hand in, and then I'm going to be popping out and popping the bottom in. Oh, actually, before I do that, like I said, I haven't made these for a while. I need to fold each of the score lines and burnish. Yeah, I agree, Shari. They really do, because there's actually no decoration you need to do on them. And I think, yeah, because normally I would do background stamping or something on the bagalopes. But yeah, it's already done. The hard work's done for you. And this is just going to make an added extra, you know, fill it with some chockies or some fragrant tea or whatever the person's favourite thing is. Okay, that worked better. So then I am popping the bottom in. And my sides as well. So it becomes a little gusseted gift bag. So you are going to be left with these little ears. Okay, so you've got your little ears at either end. These will fold in and stick in place. So I'm going to just get those in place. Okay, so I'm just using my bone folder a little bit on there. So you have your 2 little ears, and I'm putting adhesive on here. So I think I'm going to use a tiny bit of Tombow, just the edge here where the envelope seals. Okay, a little bit of Tombow just to hold that in place so that that doesn't flap around too much. Okay, and next I've got my tear and tape. So one piece on each side. You only need a small piece, maybe a centimetre. Now I don't have any of my punches or ribbons over here, but I will post a photo of the finished product once I've done the ribbon and everything. So peeling off the paper on the tape, okay, press that down so that creates the bottom. Put the bottom flat on the table, grab your bone folder and give that a rub just so that those two pieces can stick together. If you're using a bigger envelope, you can actually get your hand in there and do it, but being a small envelope, don't really have the choice of that. So that means your bottom is stuck together. It stands beautifully. So to finish this off, I will be pinching the top. I'll be punching a couple of little holes in here, threading some ribbon through and tying a bow. And I may make a little tag as well, just to finish it off. But of course, that is a gift. Some chocolates or some tea or some really yummy bickies. You could do some really awesome little gifts in there. And that will also then, with your cards, of course, when you've got all of your cards made, you'll be able to fit your cards and envelopes in there. You'll be able to pop the Bagalope in there as well with extra treats. So that is the way that I would use this kit as a gift. Okay, so you've got, as I mentioned, your gift box ready to go, just with a little bit of decoration. You'll also have the cards that the recipient will be able to use and the Bagalope as well. As I mentioned, I'm going to share a photo of this when it's finished. I just need to punch some holes and do some ribbon and a little tag. But this is a really beautiful handmade gift ready to give to somebody. So Christmas isn't that far away. I would be getting online, ordering some kits. Reach out to me if you'd like some help to order a kit. This kit is under $30. I can't remember the exact price off the top of my head because it's a no stamping kit. It is one of the cheaper ones, so maybe around the $30 mark. I will include the link to purchase this kit in the comments to make that easy if you'd like to go and take a look at it. But that's what I've got for you tonight. And I've been on a bit longer than what I normally would be, but I really wanted to show you how to turn these kits into a really lovely handmade gift. So we've got, as I mentioned, the box, the cards, which are really cute and quite serviceable as well with the sentiments. And I'll finish off the Bagalope as well, just as an added extra bonus. And you can make Bagalopes out of any envelopes you like. It's just how pretty would that be? As mentioned, bit of ribbon, simple tag, and then you're done. A nice little gift in there, and someone's going to absolutely love this as a gift this Christmas. So thank you so much. Thank you, Shari, Carol, Mandy, Tisha. I'm not sure if Tisha is still on watching. I think she was having some trouble with the screen freezing. So thank you so much. And anyone who's been watching that didn't leave me a comment, thank you so much for watching. I'm pleased that you were able to spare some time for me tonight. I'll be back on Monday night, as I mentioned, with, where is it? The free class for November, which I've had to reschedule because this week I have got some unexpected stuff pop up. So that will be Monday. I'll also be back Tuesday next week to share something else with you. Of course, we have got Good Friday, the Black Friday sale starting the 25th to the 1st of December. If you purchase a kit as well, you'll get an entry into the Nutcracker Tags kit. That will be drawn on the 1st of December. It will be in the mail straight away to the winner so that you can make those in time for Christmas. So that's it. That's what I got for you. I really hope you've enjoyed tonight's Facebook Live. I love this kit. As I mentioned, it is a new one that only just became available this month. So thank you again, everyone, for for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all next Monday. So until then, take care.